Hello everybody, this is FDV with Deereg here to bring you the introductory Funcast for MWPerk, one of the new members of FDV. What we are going to be seeing is it's actually a verse AI. He had one versus a harder AI, but he wasn't able to find the replay, so whatever, it's fine. Since MWPerk is one of our new members, he will be getting his own Funcast. That's just how it works. This map is Core Hall City. It was at one point a ladder map, and a ladder map I very much enjoyed. Very sad to see it go. I mean, I just look at that, how safe that is. Oh gosh, and is this third or either of these bases any really less safe than Star Station? No, they are not. If anything, they're more safe because of this little thing right here, and that's actually normally destructible. Not sure why I can't select it. Either way, now if you're wondering what's up with this, it's because, yeah, you know what, to celebrate all the new features and replays and whatever, well, since we're celebrating the map editing patches with the competition there, I thought I'm going to cast a couple of games in the various, well, replay UIs and see what happens. This one's sort of interesting. Now, I'm not sure I like it as much. This is the streamlined one. This is very different than what I am used to. I'm trying to get sort of a fix. I don't actually like how heavy it is over here, and it just seems like the screen is sort of a weird shape now. Either way, barracks coming down, wall off being made. Not sure if that's totally necessary on this map. It is quite large. And you can easily take a faster expansion, but whatever. You know what? It's all fine. Building workers, building depots, that's all you need to do really to be good at this game, or at least to be decent at this game. Trust me, it's one of those things. Also, you need to get that built, but oh well, it's fine. Either way, we are going to be seeing some fairly normal, well, I wouldn't call it normal, fairly normal play for a Protoss playing it very safe. Very, very safe. And we are seeing normal play for a Terran also playing it quite safe with the gas, or actually he could be playing this pretty aggressive with the gas after the barracks right away. Good for Reapers, which are very nice for scouting. Actually, as I think I've said before, I do like to open a 2-Rex Reaper when I do play Terran. And that it's normally, you know, a lot of players will get a Reaper out, and I get something like 6 or 8. And I start moving in at 2 or 3, and then I just sort of continue to harass while securing my own expansion and tech. It's actually very effective because there's surprisingly little that any race can do about it. Yeah, before Stalker and Mothership Core, there's really nothing that Protoss can do. Zerg has to wait for Queen, and trust me, once you get enough Reapers on the field, it doesn't make a difference, and you can keep their unit count down while increasing your Reaper count fairly easily. Either way, we are going to be seeing a couple of Zealots out for our Protoss AI, and we do have a couple of Marines as well behind the wall off. They will be fine. Factory coming down, interesting choice. Maybe we'll be seeing tank play or mech, or maybe he's just going for the starport, because that's the thing about Terran tech, it's linear, unlike the branching nature of Protoss tech, or the, I don't even know how to describe Zerg tech. It's sort of like a layered cake. Zerg tech is a layered cake, Terran tech is a line, and Protoss tech is a tree. There we go. That is how it is. Though, because you see, with Zerg tech, you have to, a hatchery gives you, you know, your spawning pool or your roaches, but you don't need the roaches. You know, you can get your spawning pool, your banelings, or your roaches. You don't need roaches or banelings to get any higher tech. And then once you get your lair, you can get, you know, your mutalisks or your corruptors. But you don't actually need though, or yeah, your Mutalisk, Corruptors, Hydralisks, wow, cannot even think. But you don't actually need to get those to move on to a higher tech. And then finally, you know, when you have the Hive, I mean, you don't actually need anything previously to get Ultralisks or Brood. Well, actually, you do. Come to think about that, Broodlords do require the Spire. So maybe it's more of a swirl cake, you know, where the layers aren't quite stacked on top of each other. But you know what? I should just shut up and talk about the game. We will be seeing mech play by the looks of it. Do have an armory coming down and a reactor there, so I'm going to assume we're going to be seeing Hellbats. Very nice choice versus Protoss. I happen to enjoy it quite a bit. They don't take extra damage from Stalkers. They do extra damage to, actually, they will not be doing extra damage to Zealots. Hold the phone, I forgot. Hellbats have been nerfed, haven't they? That means they won't be doing extra damage to the Zealots until the tech lab is complete and Infernal Preigniter is researched. Since there is no tech lab, I don't think he will be going for that. Doesn't matter, they're still good versus Zealots either way, and this game is just going to continue on. This UI is sort of bugging me. I really don't like it. I just absolutely hate this UI. This is supposed to be, I'm 90% sure I chose the streamlined. You know, looking at this, I feel like maybe I didn't. Maybe it's like this, but this doesn't seem like it's a split 1v1. I'm just saying that if I was designing the UI, which I might at some point do, just for the fun of it, my own UI and casting would be fantastic. There actually is a tech lab, so you'll be seeing that for tanks. Maybe get that Infernal Preigniter would be something very good. There are the Hellbats. Either way, now just going to quickly talk about this. If I was designing a UI, I like how what they had before here, that whole stuff, all of that's gone. I love that. But what I would do is I would have this down here. And this down here. You know what? I would even have that, like, this would be here. And this would be, I suppose you can't really move that much. But like, no, this would be there. So the resources would be like right above this, and this would be over here. And I'd somehow want to put that like, yeah, you know what? That would be there. This would be like a pure 1v1 replay map or UI. Basically, it would just keep this entire top part of the screen clear while leaving the bottom part with all the information you need. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I'm curious though, what happens if I go into his point of view? Nothing. This actually keeps us. It doesn't have what he selected or anything. That's quite a interesting thing. Oh, but that actually, you know what? Now I like this quite a bit. Never mind, I'm going to have to take this back, folks. I actually do sort of like this, because all of a sudden, once I get that gone, this map is a lot less cluttered. We'll have to think about this quite a bit. Either way, what are we seeing researched here? Transformation servos. That's quite an interesting choice. Once again, I can't look at their attack damage. Oh. Huh. Is there a way to do that? Well, okay, this experiment is getting sort of interesting. I've just realized that I can't actually look at what they're doing. Either way, we have an attack going on that I probably should have noticed earlier if I wasn't so busy trying to figure out what on earth was going on. Now, he needs to get those Hellbats in the right position. Well, he really doesn't. The Marauders will be able to clean this up without too much hassle. Nevertheless, he would take less damage, probably not have to repair that barracks. Is it going to start on fire? I barely can tell. Yeah, it's not going to. Nevertheless, this is going to continue. And there's the Infernal Preigniter. Yep, like I said, gives the +5 damage to Hellbats. +5 versus light? Wait a second. No, okay, that's for Hellions. There we go. It's +5 versus light for Hellions and +12 for Hellbats. I was about to say, all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, did they really nerf Hellbats instead of just nerf the time that it takes you to make them super dangerous? And the answer is no. They actually flat out nerfed them. Or they actually did not flat out nerf them. Either way, we're going to have a lot of Hellbats here. I do like that he got the servos, too. You can really do some interesting things with those for harassment. That being said, I've recently started putting up just a couple of cannons near each of my bases just to be all that much safer against drops. It's sort of become an issue in climbing up the leagues, is that I get dropped a lot. And it really hurts. Even if I can return the favor sometimes, just not a good plan. Either way, I will mention that, yeah, this AI easy, I've always loved how the AI never actually fails to, what on earth? How come I can, okay, so if I select a probe and hit warp in structure, why does it select those structures? Why is it... Why not gateway? Why is that not... Hey, okay, you know what? I do not know anything about this UI. I'm gonna have to read up on it. I don't know if you can support all this off one base. Actually, let me rephrase. I know you cannot support all this off one base. If you were macroing perfectly, you really should not be able to do it. Nevertheless, that is fine indeed. No problems whatsoever. I love how the AI is on one gateway and just chronoing it. I mean, I guess you might as well, but whatever. Anyways, I was going to say before that I always loved how the easier AIs always had perfect economies. Like, they never messed up with their economy. What they never did was make anything. That was how Blizzard, you know, made it so that the various AIs would be easy or not. It's basically they just make absolutely nothing. They really don't. I mean, it doesn't take much. There's observers in my base. Yes, indeed. I know a lot of Terrans who like to put, like, a missile turret somewhere, usually where their army is, just to defend against DTs and other things like that. We do have a bunch of medevacs out. Obviously, no, he could actually support. He could actually get all the medevacs to fill these right now. He does not, though. Maybe get some Vikings out. You would probably want a... Yep, there we go. There's some Vikings. I don't know how many Vikings. Yeah, a little bit too many versus opponent who has no Colossus or Voids or anything like that. Although, if he was getting Voids, you wouldn't want to get Vikings anymore, but hey, whatever. Listen, don't listen to me. Actually, do listen to me on that. Don't get Vikings versus Voids. It's a good way to lose. Sadly. Either way, now, as a map maker, I've always been interested by this rock. I think it actually can destroy the main base, which I think is a fascinating idea, except that it's way too easy to destroy that and then not. Because why wouldn't you take this first? I mean, I guess Zerg going for a fast 3 bases will want this, and once you take it, you can't destroy these and then redestroy them, which makes it interesting because, yeah, this is a third of the health of a hatchery, so it might actually be easier to take down. Nevertheless, I will point out that at any time, our red Terran hero, MWPerk, could win this game. But that's the nature of an easy AI, isn't it? Either way, the Vikings are going to be doing their Viking thing, transforming and going back. I've always wondered why they don't use their missile, because you see the missile launchers, when you actually see a landed Viking, they're in a upright position. They're not, you know, down and out. And I've always wondered to myself why they never used them. Because I totally would. I would just be like, okay, missile. Either way, the medevacs are going to be moving out, and the AI is going to completely ignore them. There's more than enough here, I know, to defend this, and so the Hellbat Doom Drop is going to be quite effective. He's going to lose some units, but he really can just, yep, he's going to land those Vikings over there, move them in, and that'll be the end of this. See how they have the missile turrets in an upright position, but they never use them. That's just my issue with that. Either way, Hellbat drop over here. Love that blue flame. It's just so pretty. Anyway, they're just going to be murdering this. They're not actually that effective versus, well, anything that isn't light. But they do, or well, they're not that effective versus anything that isn't light or packed together. The only thing is that his drop is going to not really be shut down so much, because Voids don't do that much damage versus Hellbats, but he can't actually attack those Voids. Ah, nope, there we go. Those Stalkers were like, I don't want to get in that. No, those Stalkers don't want to get in that. I do admire that the AI actually does now have 2 warp gates. I am very proud of it. There's going to be a third one on the way. What is the APM of our players? Ridiculously high for our, well, actually its average is 40. That's sort of curious. Anyway, you know, that's the thing about Streamlined, I just realized. These things disappear. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, was I lagging? So I don't know if I was lagging. Also, interesting note, Immortals are terrible versus Hellbats, but Hellbats are terrible versus Immortals. Always an interesting note there. They're like oil and water, they just really don't mix. We do have, not Thermal Lance, the movement speed of Warp Prisms. How many Warp Prisms do we even have on the field? I feel like there's 2. No, one of them died. Probably 2 of those Vikings who have landed and are going to be destroying everything. There's the GG from the AI. Will he accept it, or will he terminate with extreme prejudice? I just wanted to say that. Anyway, there's the Void Ray going to kill a Medevac. And another Warp Prism with a rally point over the... What? It dies immediately, so it rebuilds the Warp Prism. It rebuilds the... Oh god, I need to watch these things more. I need to watch these things more. I love it. It's just like, okay, I'm going to build a Stargate next to the Hellbats, because they might want to go into space someday. I don't know. Either way, this is basically the game. And look, it just rebuilds. I'm sorry, but I never get tired of the AI. I never do. Look at them. He's continuing to scout. It's continuing to scout. It's continuing to do all the things that it should theoretically do, even while it's dying. That's just... the AI is stupid. Anyway, that is the game for the most part. Everybody give a warm welcome to MWPerk, one of the newest members of FDV. He hopefully will have fun with us here. We certainly will have fun with... Oh, that was going to sound really weird there for a second. Yeah, and that's the game, folks. This is FDV.